At the Piggly Wiggly, we proudly support our local farmers and bring you the best they have to offer, all at cost plus 10%. When you shop local, you reinvest in your community. Remember, buy local, shop local. Piggly Wiggly, local since forever.
Did you know at Wiley Sanders Truck Line that we offer Blue Cross Blue Shield, we offer dental, we offer disability, we offer vision, we offer life insurance, cancer insurance. We also have a 401k where we match up to 4%, dollar per dollar up to 4%. We also have automatic trucks at Wiley Sanders Truck Line. If you go to a truck driving school, we'll reimburse you. And don't forget about the $1,000 sign-on bonus. Money! Wiley Sanders Truck Line, Troy, Alabama. Wiley Sanders Truck Line. We help you save for your future.
Have you seen an increase in your insurance premiums or significant change in your insurance coverage? Let Sandbeck Insurance offer you a better plan to suit your business or personal needs. Sandbeck Insurance offers many lines of insurance, whether it's home, farm, or auto insurance, work comp, business, or health and life policies. Sandbeck is here for you. Call or visit our Troy, Enterprise, or Andalusia office today. Sandbeck Insurance, where we take pride in taking care of your insurance.
Good morning and welcome to Today in LA. My name's Mike Amos. Hope you're doing well today as we start a Friday. Thank goodness it's Friday, Mike. What do you think?
Yeah, I mean, it's another, a few weeks from the start of football, so it's pretty exciting. Of course, high school starts, tonight?
Oh, yeah. Don't you know they're anxious over at Pike Liberal tonight against Morgan?
Of course, I guess in Selma you got Morgan and you still got Meadowview. I guess you got two private schools there. Is that right?
That's right. And, of course, they've been there a long time. Morgan, very old and distinguished private school. And, of course, one of the top programs in the state year in, year out. Coming to Pike tonight. And, of course, Pike lost a lot of good players off last year's team. But I tell you what, they'll get at you regardless. They always play hard at home, so it should be a good game.
Yeah, Alabama yesterday. The athletic director Greg Byrne has come out with new renovation plans to Bryant-Denny Stadium, and shockingly, there's a waiting list of maybe 40,000 people trying to get tickets to Alabama games. They're actually going to drop capacity from 102,000 to probably more like around 96 to 97,000 to add more luxury boxes. And apparently they were jealous of Auburn, and they're going to want to have the largest video board in college football now in the upper deck. So Bryant-Denny is going to go through some renovations to boxes, and the whole, entrance and concept of the stadium is going to be different. It's pretty interesting. They were deciding to do that. I thought Bryant-Denny Stadium was pretty nice.
Oh, yeah. I thought it was, too. But there's big money in boxes, Mike. And, that's where
the factor is the attendance in college football over the last few years is going down. When you got a big, fine 70-inch television like you do, and you got your grill and you got your pool outside and you got all that stuff. I mean, shoot, why would you want to go to a football game?
Oh, I don't know. I'd want to go to a football game, though. I'll tell you that now.
I mean, but I'm just saying that's the way other people think. We're the type of people that want to see it, live. We're always going to be the ones that want to go to games and see it. But there's a lot of people that don't go like they used to.
Yeah, you're right. Tell me what happened yesterday with the Yankees, Mike, and this kid. They threw at him, didn't they? What happened?
Well, they threw at the kid for the Braves the day before.
I mean, the kid from the Braves. Excuse me, the kid from the Braves.
Yeah, they hit all the home runs. That was Don Madley. The pitcher was Urena, who throws about 100 miles an hour. Hit him in the elbow. Tried to hit him in the head. It looked like. But
did they have a fight or anything?
They cleared the benches, but nobody really got hurt or anything like that. But the pitcher that hit him got suspended for 6 games. And sad thing is, he had hit 5 home runs and I think 8 home runs in the last 5 games, and was the hottest player in baseball. And he played last night, but you could tell he was kind of still injured or still gun shy. And Braves actually got beat in the 9th inning. They were up 3-2 and got beat 5-3 by the Rockies.
I'll tell you this right now, and that right there was terrible. I mean, for
Yeah,
them
that
to
was
do
Bush
that.
League. That was horrible.
To do that, and he was trying to break the record for most consecutive home runs by a leadoff batter. Is that right?
Yeah, that was it too. And interesting though, the consecutive home run streak as far as games is held by Don Mattingly, who's the manager. But Mattingly has 8 straight.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
I knew, Dale Long had done it. I think he hit 8 straight. That's been years
When
ago.
I was a kid growing up, Mattingly was one of my favorite players.
I love Mattingly. He was one of my favorite players too, and of course.
He was never on any great Yankees teams, though. Back when he played, the Yankees weren't near as good.
Yeah, you're right. No question about it. Of course, back to football, and of course, last night, meet the Trojans, and boy, a big crowd was out there, and Coach Brad McCoy's team getting ready for the 2018 football season, and of course, a big showdown in Brundage, Mike, against a powerful Pike County football team. Charles Simpson better be really ready to play, because this is a good Pike County team. They'll be playing not this Friday night, but Friday night week at Bulldog Stadium in Brundage. So you can just tell, and just by being around Coach Holland, Mike, that he knows that this is a good football team.
Well, I mean, they were, I think, 8-3 last year, so I mean, they've been good, for a long time. And I would imagine this is a team that he's hoping can advance deep into the state playoffs and maybe get him another state championship.
Yeah. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, Pike County Ford is dealing. Believe you me, Ricky and all the great folks out there are right now. If you'll come out and take a look, take a test drive, one of those beautiful F-150 trucks, they'll give you a good-looking Ford country hat, and we appreciate Pike County Ford doing that this morning. And of course,
I tell you, we were out there the other day. They've got some beautiful brand new F-150s, but some of their used ones are really pretty. Right there on the front of the lot.
I'll tell you right now, they're under new ownership, and they're not going to be beat. You throw out your price for what you want to pay for a F-150. And they'll beat it, and they're dealing. There's no question about it, and they're great people. He's glad to be in Troy. He loves Troy, and wants to be involved in everything. He's joined the PTO, and of course he's going to have kids going to school. He's got 2 kids, Mike, that are playing junior college baseball in Texas. And one of them's at, I think both of them might be at Tyler Junior College. You've heard of that in Texas before.
Yeah, that's a good junior
college. One of the top programs out there, and they both play baseball. And I said, hey, after this year, get them to come to Troy. He said, I will. He said, but I just like, he's coming into Troy, bringing his whole family in. He lived all his life, talking about Ricky, the owner, He all his life he lived in Marshall, Texas, and now he's moving his family to Troy, Alabama, and of course he says they're very similar to same size towns, and they all love baseball and football, and he said he's excited about being in Troy, Alabama.
Yeah, well, that's good to hear. Aretha Franklin died yesterday. Great singer. What was your favorite Aretha Franklin song?
Oh gosh, a lot of them.
Did you like Respect?
Yeah, Respect was a good one. Did she sing Spanish Harlem? I don't know if she did or not.
I don't know if she sang that or not, but
she was a great singer.
Dead, 76. Of course, she was also famous for our favorite movie of all time, The Blues Brothers.
Yeah, oh yeah.
We loved that when she was in that. That was one of the highlights of the movie.
Yeah, no question about it. And of course, she was a great one, and we hate to see.
Of course, she did a lot of her recordings in Muscle Shoals, Alabama.
Yeah, oh yeah, exactly, and that's a hidden secret. We need to do a story on that sometime.
Well, they've already done a documentary about it.
I know it, but also and talk more about. Some of the great songs that were written and actually got its start in Muscle Shoals.
Yeah, I mean, from shoot, you had Rolling Stones, Wilson Pickett, Aretha Franklin. I mean, the list goes on and on.
Exactly right. We're going to see if we can catch Coach in a moment.
So, yeah, Aretha Franklin songs. I say a little prayer, think what you're trying to do to me.
Oh, yeah.
Natural Woman, You Make Me Feel is one of my favorites.
Yeah, oh, yeah. Like a natural woman.
Natural Woman, You Make Me Feel. Let's see, Rolling in the Deep. That's
yeah, Respect would have to be one of her biggest songs.
Yeah.
And, she was a great...
Yeah, you're right. She did sing Spanish Harlem.
Yeah. And that was a great song, too. And, of course, she'll go down. It's one of the all-time greats, no question about it. And we'll always remember the great Aretha Franklin. I get her mixed up with Gladys Knight and the Pips.
Yeah.
Are you familiar with Gladys Knight and the Pips?
Well, Gladys Knight's really a big song, Midnight Train to Georgia.
Mike, let me, I'm going to put you on hold a second. I'm going to try to catch the head football coach at Pike Liberal. Let's see if we can get him this morning. I'm not positive if we can. But, of course, we'll be, if we don't get him now, we'll catch him at a later date. But right now, I'm not going to be able to get him on the phone number that I've got right here. We're going to take a short break, and we'll be right back. We're going to take a short break, and we'll be right back. Thank you. Mike?
Life is hectic enough without worrying if your lights will stay on or if there's hot water for your child's bath. So count on natural gas to keep the energy flowing, even when the weather is unpredictable. Natural gas is always there to keep your home warm, showers hot, and food cooked to perfection. That's why America has relied on safe and affordable natural gas for more than 150 years. And we will be here for you and future generations too. You can count on natural gas from Southeast Alabama Gas District.
Here's some Napa know-how for you. Your local Napa Auto Parts store in Troy is under new ownership with an all-new fully stocked store. Big deal, you say? Big deal, we say. Like the ownership, the store has a new look, too. We're still delivering the same Napa quality and know-how, but we've increased our inventory and are committed to helping you find the parts you need when you need them. So come check us out. We've got the right part at the right price at the right time.
Know-how, Napa know-how. Troy Cable Security makes it easy to stay aware and stay in control of your home wherever you are. User-friendly interface allows easy navigation for lights, locks thermostat, video, and garage doors. Never worry about leaving your garage door open or the front door unlocked. Your mobile app can send alerts to your phone for alarm and no alarm events. Know when your children arrive home from school with video response. Make sure your home is powered by Troy Cable Security for ultimate access, awareness, and protection.
At the Piggly Wiggly, we proudly support our local farmers and bring you the best they have to offer, all at cost plus 10%. When you shop local, you reinvest in your community. Remember, buy local, shop local. Piggly Wiggly, local since forever.
Good morning. How you doing?
We're live?
Yeah, we're live. Just stay with me 1 second. I'm going to put you on hold until if I can get Coach Gene Allen. We've got his number here now. We'll see if we can catch him. Coach Allen, the head football coach at Pike Liberal Arts, is getting ready for a season opener, and it's one of the earliest season openers, Mike, I can remember in a long time. Well, I can't even. I'm having problems sending it out, so we'll try one more time. Let's see here. Well. Back to our show. Mike Amos is calling in from Birmingham this morning as we get ready for the first high school football game of the year. Mike, does it excite you much? Hello? Hello? I'm having trouble getting anybody now. Let's see here. Well, I've got somebody on the line. I got to know how to pick him up now. Let's see here. So right now we're having real problems with our telephone. We're going to go right back with one more break, and we'll be right back.
Troy Cable Security makes it easy to stay aware and stay in control of your home wherever you are. User-friendly interface allows easy navigation for lights, locks thermostat, video, and garage doors. Never worry about leaving your garage door open or the front door unlocked. Your mobile app can send alerts to your phone for alarm and no alarm events. Know when your children arrive home from school with video response. Make sure your home is powered by Troy Cable Security for ultimate access, awareness, and protection.
At the Piggly Wiggly, we proudly support our local farmers and bring you the best they have to offer, all at cost plus 10%. When you shop local, you reinvest in your community. Remember, buy local, shop local. Piggly Wiggly, local since forever.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands,
one nation under God, indivisible,
with liberty and justice for all.
Here at Town & Country, we are proud to be an American.
We've had you covered on the inside since 2005, and with our addition of Southern Grill and Patio, we now have you covered on the outside. Come see our great selection, where we make sure grilling and relaxing go hand in hand.
If you've had an accident or just want a new look for your vehicle, come see us at Troy Paint and Body, where we do it right the first time. Our staff has more than 100 years combined experience and can handle repairs and paint work on any make or model. We also offer a lifetime guarantee as long as you own your vehicle. Now that shows we stand behind our work. And our 24-hour towing service means we're here when you need us. So come see us at Troy Paint and Body, located on South Brundage Street in Troy beside the post office. Troy Paint and Body, where we may meet by accident, but you'll be glad we did.
Troy Cable Security makes it easy to stay aware and stay in control of your home wherever you are. User-friendly interface allows easy navigation for lights, locks thermostat, video, and garage doors. Never worry about leaving your garage door open or the front door unlocked. Your mobile app can send alerts to your phone for alarm and no alarm events. Know when your children arrive home from school with video response. Make sure your home is powered by Troy Cable Security for ultimate access, awareness, and protection.
At the Piggly Wiggly, we proudly support our local farmers and bring you the best they have to offer, all at cost plus 10%. When you shop local, you reinvest in your community. Remember, buy local, shop local. Piggly Wiggly, local since forever.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands,
one nation under God, indivisible,
with liberty and justice for all.
Here at Town & Country, we are proud to be an American.
We've had you covered on the inside since 2005, and with our addition of Southern Grill and Patio, we now have you covered on the outside. Come see our great selection, where we make sure grilling and relaxing go hand in hand.
If you've had an accident or just want a new look for your vehicle, come see us at Troy Paint and Body, where we do it right the first time. Our staff has more than 100 years combined experience and can handle repairs and paint work on any make or model. We also offer a lifetime guarantee as long as you own your vehicle. Now that shows we stand behind our work. And our 24-hour towing service means we're here when you need us. So come see us at Troy Paint and Body, located on South Brundage Street in Troy beside the post office. Troy Paint and Body, where we may meet by accident, but you'll be glad we did.
Automated voice messaging system. 3, 4.
Back to our show, ladies and gentlemen. We're trying to get Coach Gene Allen this morning.
7 is not available. The mailbox is full and cannot accept any messages at this time.
Anyway, back to Mike Amos. You doing all right?
Yeah, I do fine.
Are there any games being played in Birmingham tonight? Any regular season games? Mostly jamborees, is that right?
Yeah, I think the only game was Bessemer Academy. They might have played last night. I'll have to try and find that score.
Now, the game tonight between...
which I think is absolutely ridiculous, is the renovations in Tuscaloosa at Coleman Coliseum. They'll basically gut the entire inside out of the Coliseum, add more boxes, add more features throughout the entranceway, move the student section right on the court, like you see in Auburn and, of course, Duke. Cameron Indoor is the most famous. But Coleman Coliseum will go from 15,300 seats to 10,000.
Oh, gosh. Why are they doing that?
So they're dropping almost 5,000 seats in Coleman Coliseum.
I know it. And the thing is, they were filling it up at 15,000. They were filling it up every week.
At 15,000, and they filled up gymnastics at 15,000.
Yeah. That is.
So I feel like that is extremely strange.
Well, you know, Auburn built that new facility not long ago, Mike, and allowed just for 9,000 seats, and I thought that was sort of crazy. They got a student body of 28,000, you know?
Well, Alabama's student body is 34,000.
I know it. They act like they don't want anybody to come to the games, don't they?
Well, I think they're just going to jack up the tickets and make it tougher to go to games. Is what's going to happen.
Yeah. Mike, you got to give me a rundown of the highlights today. Of course, Troy is going to scrimmage today at 5 o'clock. Ladies and gentlemen, this is very important.
What happened? I thought they were scrimmaging tomorrow.
Well, let me tell you, they've just got such a busy day tomorrow. Troy will scrimmage today at 5 o'clock, and of course, you know, they play at 5 o'clock on the 1st of September. But they will have the scrimmage today at 5, and tomorrow is Meet the Trojans from 1 to 3 o'clock. And then after that is the drawdown, the big drawdown, the big kickoff for football. And then, of course, several other things are going to be going on. But it's going to give the players a little bit of a rest. They're going to go ahead and scrimmage today, rest tomorrow, and then, of course, sign autographs all day and Meet the Trojans. And that starts at 1 o'clock from the Trojan Arena. There'll be free hot dogs, or there'll be a lot of free giveaways and some food and drink, and for the Meet the Trojans Day. Not only will the football team be there, but the let's see, the volleyball team, the soccer team, the cheerleaders, the track team will be there. It's going to be a huge, huge Meet the Trojans, and you'll be given certain things, items that you can have signed, and it'll be going on from 1 till 3 o'clock, and we're expecting between 3,000 and 5,000 people at the Meet the Trojans, Mike, Troy Trojans, Troy University Trojans, and it will be a great opportunity. And another thing, it's almost our obligation, Mike, and you've heard me say it many times, how important it is to let these players know that you care about them and love them. You know, they came to Troy. They could have gone to somewhere else to college. You know, they could have gone to Florida State or Georgia Tech or Tennessee or wherever. They could have gone to a lot of different schools, but they chose Troy to come. And we as fans owe it to them. You know, especially on a day like this where it's Meet the Trojans, and you come out and take your kids and have a good time in an air-conditioned facility. In fact, it'll freeze you out, that arena will. But it's a beautiful setting to have it. And, of course, you know, like I say with the walk, the Trojan Walk, Mike, how important it is to be out and to support these players before each game, and that's 2 hours and 15 minutes before every game to go to the Trojan Walk. But anytime we can show these players how much we love them and we appreciate them, it means a lot to the program. Don't you agree?
Yeah, well, I mean, that's one thing Coach Brown and, you know, people working in the athletic department have done a lot better job, and, you know, since he's been there as far as getting the students involved and community involved, and I think the crowds get bigger and bigger every year, which is great.
And no question about it.
I'm sure there's been times, you know, before Coach Brown got there might have been 100 people there. There's probably thousands now, so that's the difference.
Well, Gus and his crew are always good about maybe cooking a few hot dogs, and hopefully they'll do some of that. And Troy, there will be some refreshments served, and a lot of good souvenirs, and opportunity to buy a season football tickets, which everybody needs to go ahead and do. And Mike, it's going to be a big game. There's no question in my mind, ladies and gentlemen, or anybody's mind, that this opening season game is the biggest in Troy history. Wouldn't you say?
I mean, I don't know. We had Mississippi State to open one of Coach Blaney's last year.
And one of the most embarrassing things that's ever happened to a Troy program was a lot of those fans, I'm talking about thousands of those fans from Mississippi State, could not get in the game until after the third quarter began. And one of the reasons was everybody was so conscious of them bringing the cowbells in. So they had to check everybody's purses and their pockets, that make sure they didn't bring the cowbells in. and then after it was all said and done, they let them in anyway, you know.
Yeah, my wife's a Mississippi State grad, and she actually owns a cowbell.
Well, it should be banded, but at the same time, you know, it's tradition
I get
too.
a little bit shocked with the excitement of the new, stadium end zone, expansion, and that this is not already declared a sellout. I'm kind of shocked there's tickets left.
Well, I know this, that the Stadium Club seats are sold
We're talking
out.
about only 31,000 seat stadium.
Yeah, where I don't know how far it is from being sold out. I know the Stadium Club is sold out, and there's still a few more seats in the end zone, and you need to call the athletic department today about that.
The new end zone?
The new end zone is not sold out completely.
I figured that would be sold out immediately. Everybody
Well, I tell you what, I think the Stadium Club is the best place to sit.
I know, but I'm just saying, the newness of all of it.
Yeah. Well, I was there last night, and yesterday, for the first time, I saw the Troy football team run into their dressing room, the new dressing room. So they're starting to use that facility. The coaches, most of them have already moved in their office, and there's still a few little things that they've got to do, but it's pretty much ready to go. Now they haven't moved the weight equipment.
Whaley Construction still got some guys doing some last minute touch-ups.
Oh yeah, a lot of last minute touch-ups, and another thing, like I said, I don't think they have moved the weight equipment in.
How can you get any work done with Charles Ingram standing over you? That's got to be a lot of pressure.
Well, I tell you what would Whaley be without Charles Ingram? I tell you, what a great job he's done for them over the years. You know, the thing about Charles, he's the type guy that doesn't have to raise his voice. You know what I mean? He's a very fine gentleman to go with it, and he knows how to deal with people, and he doesn't have to raise his voice at anybody. Because, hey, when he talks, people listen. About like Johnny Williams was when he was defensive coordinator at Troy. Everybody said, well, he never hollers or screams or curses or whatever. Well, if you're a good coach, you don't have to. And what I'm saying, he can talk in his regular frame of mind, and the guys want to hear what he's got to say. About like Coach Bryan when he said he's from out here in Morgan. I saw John's mom and daddy at the game Saturday, and talked to him about it. So Bill's from Troy, saw his mom and daddy Saturday, and let me have some of those potato chips right here. But yes, Colenso Hubbard made that play, and he's from out here at Mulga. Ladies and gentlemen, that was Coach Paul Bear Bryant at his TV talk show on Sundays, and I used to stay glued to it, and I couldn't. I tried my best to understand what he said. Yeah, Bill Rice is from out here, Troy, and it was awfully good to see Bill's parents at the game, and of course Mary Harmon's from Pike County and Troy, and Annie, her sister, enjoyed the game Saturday. Of course,
they were sadly, I was watching yesterday on Facebook, and Kerry Good was getting interviewed. Of course, he's one of the famous Town Creek, the Good brothers, and Antonio Langham, and Kerry Good's been battling ALS like Kevin Turner for the last 3.5 years.
Antonio Langman has Lou Gehrig?
No, Kerry Good.
Oh, does he?
Yeah, you remember Kerry Good that played, at Alabama and ran the kickoffs back in the opening games against
I remember him so well.
Kerry Good was a great running back. But anyway, he's been battling ALS. Had a brother named
Pierre Good. You remember him?
Yeah, Pierre was his brother, yeah. And then they had another Good brother that played in the pros too. But Kerry had been battling ALS, and he basically thanked the fans. And
I didn't know that.
Yesterday, and the University of Alabama. But the sad thing is that he was like, "This will be the last time you'll hear my voice because of his breathing issues. They're going to have to put a trach in there, so he won't be able to speak anymore." And he's basically just saying his goodbye as far as what he could say. And if anybody could catch that on AL.com, that was really, really emotional for him to be going through all that. This ALS is just horrible, horrible disease.
I tell you what, I hate it. And of course, he was one of the all-time greats. And Turner, they showed a bunch of highlights on TV. I don't know what channel it was I had on, but
Turner played in the pros.
Did you see all the Alabama stuff on TV last night?
Not last night.
They had all kinds of Alabama stuff. The greatest touchdowns of all time, or more or less in this era. And then they had interviews with all these players, and gosh, it was great. Great watching last night. If you're an Alabama fan, to see all those great moments in Alabama football history, and man, there was some, the Deuce. Boy, you talk about really good. The Deuce was a great one.
Yeah, the Deuce was one of my favorite players. There's no doubt.
And
interesting news in college basketball. I've never even heard of this. The top player coming back this year was a kid out of Hazel Green High School. And his name was Kara Lewis. So he announces he's going to Alabama, but not for the 2019 season, for the 2018 season. He's graduating a year early from Hazel Green High School, which is up around Huntsville, and will take over, possibly being the starting point guard from College Sexton this year.
Yeah.
So he's leaving his program. He's one of the top recruits in the country to go to Alabama this year to play.
Yeah. Well, Mike, it's the same thing was done by the quarterback at South Carolina. He's the only other one I can remember doing that.
Yeah, Jay Bentley. So he's 6A Player of the Year. He averaged 29 points, 6 rebounds, 5 assists, and 4 steals for the Trojans last year. But he is going to enroll.
The Trojans of Hazel Green High School.
Yeah, going to enroll August 22nd and be able to play this year for Alabama's basketball team. That's crazy.
That is crazy, no question about it. And
this is who was offering him: Auburn, Baylor, Georgia, Houston, Indiana, Iowa State, Kansas, LSU, Ole Miss, Providence, and TCU.
Everybody wanted him, didn't they?
So if Kansas is offering you in Indiana, you're pretty good.
No question about it. Still trying to get through to Coach Gene Allen as the Patriots of Pike Liberal Arts kick it off against Morgan Academy tonight at Delaney Kirby Stadium, Dwight Ward Field, and that's a 7 o'clock kickoff. And now I was listening to the radio, and they were talking about it, but they were calling it a preseason game. But Mike, I think all of the independent schools kick off this weekend, don't they?
I thought that the independent schools didn't kick off till next weekend, so it makes me think maybe it's a jamboree.
Well, very important is this game going to count? That makes me whether or not I want to watch it or not, because I like to go to a game where it counts. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, you might as well not call the Pike County Charles Hanson game because it doesn't count.
Well, I know that, and I'm not. I'm not going to call it. I'm going to be in Birmingham with with all my family that weekend, and so I'm looking forward to that.
Wow, Tiger Academy destroyed Bessemer Academy last night in the first football game of the year. Tiger Academy won 30 to 8 against Bessemer Academy.
Well, they had that guru playing for Targa, this coach's son, who Mike, a lot of people. Yeah, they say he's a great one, and.
Quarterback Trip Carr accounted for 2 touchdowns. Running back Trey Coulter added another as the number 1 ranked Atari Academy defeated the 5th ranked Bessemer Academy 30-8.
Yeah, they've got a picture of this young man in the Montgomery advertised it yesterday, and that'll show you right here. This is the coach's son. Of course, his dad was the coach that coached all those great wins at Edgewood Academy. How many games did he actually win, Mike, in a row? 80 or something like that, wasn't it? How many?
Tiger Academy coach Bobby Carr won 83 straight games, 71 at Edgewood Academy, and 12 straight at Tiger.
And the only game his son has ever lost was in the championship game last year.
Hugh Fountain in the Escambia Academy.
Right here in Troy against, like you said, the Escambia Academy, coached by Hugh Fountain, former Charles Henderson coach. So. Well, it says here now, the Alabama Independent Schools teams and Georgia teams are starting season on Friday. So it says here, this Friday night, the lights go on for real in both the Alabama Independent Schools and the Georgia High School Association. 5 of the 6 Dothan Eagle coverage teams will kick off their season. Northside Methodist opens the season against some team called Jason Hurst era Edgewood Academy. Pike Liberal hosts Morgan. Abbeville Christian travels to Damascus, Georgia, to face Southwest Georgia, and the two bordering schools in Georgia, Early County and Seminole County, are also in action this Friday night. So Lakeside has a jamboree this weekend, and they've elected to have a jamboree instead of a regular season opening date. So they'll be playing. And you know who the head coach is at Lakeside Academy? Is Dan Clages, who coached Eufaula High to so many big wins, Mike. And he now
he just basically drove down the street.
Yeah, or walked across the cow pasture. And,
that is crazy how close they are to each other.
Yeah.
Bobby Carr, why is there no high school programs and athletic directors throughout the state of Alabama trying to get him to coach public schools?
Well, and let me tell you, when I say this, I don't know for sure, but I don't think he has his degree for some reason.
That is crazy. It seems like somebody would pay for him to go to college.
But I could be wrong by now. He might have it by now, but he is certainly a real outstanding coach. But I don't know. But you know, of course, he's from that area, and you know, Edgewood. You know,
Troy's got a player that plays.
He's also, Mike, a real good baseball coach too. He's an outstanding baseball coach. So, of course, his son plays both. I wanted to mention a couple of things, Mike. After 28 years from coaching, Rick Rayner is back on the field this fall. Rayner is, let me see here, I'm gonna find it right here. Coach Rayner was, is the new defensive coordinator at Lakeside Academy. Coach Rayner, of course, played for Mac Wood at Elba, and later on was principal at Elba High School, and he was kind of mutual deal with Coach Clages, and Coach Rayner, in addition to his time at Elba, Rayner also was the head coach at Kinston at one time. So after coaching at Elba, Rayner served in administration, including 23 years as principal of Enterprise High School, and he's now evidently must be living on the lake over there, and is going to help out with football at Lakeside Academy. That's the only thing I can think of.
Yeah, well, that's good for him. I guess he just missed the game.
Mike, I want to reiterate here, Troy will travel to Death Valley in the week in week 2 of
year 2025.
Yeah, and I hope I'll be alive then, and to take on the Clemson Tigers. But I reckon it's good.
If Troy plays Clemson in 2025, we'll take Mary Prater Amos up there to visit.
Yeah, no question about it. Let me see if there's some other games coming up that we hadn't talked about much.
I will say that Clemson trip's an easy trip from Birmingham, where I live. It's only about 4 hours.
Oh yeah, it's not a bad trip at all. I will mention this: the schools announced the games on Wednesday. The teams will meet at Clemson's Death Valley, like we were talking about, on the 2025. And Troy, I don't know, it doesn't show how much they're going to get, but Troy, I think, is going to get $1.5 million to play Nebraska this year. That's pretty good, don't you think?
So the big question is, who will be the coaches in 2025 when Clemson and Troy play? Will Bill Brown be at Troy, and with Dabo be at Clemson?
Yeah, exactly. No question about it.
Nick Saban's contract ends in 2025.
Yeah.
So just wondering.
No question about it, and it's going to be a great opportunity to watch these teams play.
Troy was leading the first time they played up there at halftime off of that game. Then I didn't go a few years ago, but Troy, of course, only got beat by 6 points and was in that game throughout. Troy's played Clemson tough. They had a poll the other day on the radio: who has the real Death Valley, LSU or Clemson?
Yeah.
And LSU won like 88% to 12%.
Yeah. Mainly because they played all those games for so many years at home. Let me tell you something else different about.
They play a lot of night games in depth.
Tell me something else that was different about LSU and Troy that was a little different for LSU. What was that?
It was homecoming?
No, they had dark jerseys with white pants.
Yeah.
Do you remember that? They came out in an entirely different uniform.
They didn't wear their traditional white.
And their helmets were white. Did you know that? And normally they wear their traditional white jerseys with yellow pants and yellow helmets. Usually that's their favorite uniform. Very rarely do they wear purple and gold. But even if you play LSU at home, a lot of times they'll want to wear the white jerseys with
I guarantee you, if somebody was smart and sold T-shirts for a living, I would sit out there with Troy LSU score T-shirts and sit out there in that tailgate before the Boise State game, and you could probably make about $5,000.
Okay, you're exactly right. And there's going to be that's going to be an exciting day, and I hope that all of you have already bought your tickets. If not, this weekend will be a great opportunity. The ticket office is located right there at the Trojan Arena. That's the only bad thing about our ticket office is it's a little bit hard to get to. Of course, you got to walk, and now people say, oh, he got to walk half a mile, but you'll have to walk about a half a mile from the parking lot to the ticket office and back to the parking lot. It'll be about a half a mile walk. But again, though, that's where the ticket office is located, and that's where you buy your tickets. Call them ahead of time, and you can pay for your tickets on your credit card, and they'll mail those tickets to you before game time. So that's another easy way to do it. So call the athletic department at.
I would imagine you'll have some walk up trying to get tickets, for that Boise game.
Oh yeah, and that's what you don't want to have. And that's what you don't want to have. You don't want to have these long lines of people having to wait for tickets. So please go ahead and buy your tickets ahead of time. $10, listen, will get you. All right, listen to this: 6 home games for $60. Can you believe that?
That's incredible.
Troy. A guy told me yesterday from Andalusia, and I showed him around, and boy, he was impressed.
I'll probably spend that for lunch yesterday.
He was impressed. Do you know that the Nebraska game cost $60? The Nebraska-Troy game cost $60. I know it, and I've already bought tickets to the Nebraska-Troy game at $60. Costs about $2, so it's $120. And for these are not. These seats, Mike, are
they in the nosebleeds where they put
No, we're talking about Troy tickets, Mike.
Oh, I thought you were talking about.
These are not what you call set chair tickets. What do you call them?
They're just
general admission. These are general admission tickets, but they're real good general admission seats.
No, there's not a bad seat in that stadium.
And you can take your family. Or first of all, you can buy your tickets, 6 tickets for $60. That's all home games, and you got a family package that's even better than that. So it's a great opportunity, and of course, reserve seats cost more, but not that much more. And like I said, I paid $60 for a Nebraska ticket just the other day. So
you'll pay $60 to go eat a steak in Omaha the night.
That's right. So I can see all the Troy games for the price of one Nebraska game.
That is crazy.
And the Alabama-Auburn game, I've got. Did you notice on the ticket?
Alabama-Auburn ticket will probably be $100.
Yeah, about $95 or $100 for an Alabama-Auburn game. So Troy's a bargain.
What about that Alabama Citadel ticket? Will that go for? Will somebody have to pay you to buy that ticket?
Probably. But let me tell you something about this now, and I'm going to use a little wording that I'm sort of embarrassed, though, that Troy has sometimes had a hard time selling a $10 ticket. That product that Troy has, it's worth $10 just to hear the band play one song or see one of these young quarterbacks run an option play. I mean, it's worth it just to see them do one time. And,
we've said for years and years how many people are out there in that tailgate terrace that never walk into the stadium.
Yeah, that's a shame too. In fact, they ought to go through the tailgate area and say you can't tailgate unless you have tickets. They won't do it, but
or charge them to tailgate.
That's right, exactly. And
they trust me. They charge everybody tailgating around Bryant-Denny Stadium.
Of course, with your how do they do that? Oh yeah, the tailgate there. Yeah, sure. Troy does that too.
Thousands of dollars.
Yeah. But another thing.
All I can say is if people don't come out and support Troy against a ranked Boise State team, and with the new expansion coming off 10-3, 11-2, they're never going to sell out a stadium.
Yeah. What we're trying to do is to sell the stadium out completely out for the first time ever, and we hope that will happen maybe by this time next week.
This is a good question. Does Charles Henderson play the night before, or are they on the road?
Charles Henderson's on the road at Enterprise that night, Mike. So
good. That's a good thing. I think that everybody should be able to. There'll probably be people around the stadium a lot on that Friday night before the game.
Well, I've changed my thinking about a lot of things, ladies and gentlemen, and I've been around Troy's practices, and I look at the media guide, and I check it out real closely on the depth charts and all that.
What about Phil Steele? Did you ever get Phil Steele?
Still hadn't had Phil Steele.
All right, it's in Birmingham.
I've got some information from Phil Steele and who his #1 team is, and that's Clemson. He thinks Clemson will win the national championship. But let me go over this schedule here. Boise is a good football team, but Troy's going to beat them. Florida A&M coming to town, and that weekend we celebrate the 50-year anniversary of the national championship in 1968 under Coach Billy Atkins, and that was the greats Tim Bird and Danny Grant and that bunch. Then we traveled to Nebraska for our 11 o'clock kickoff against the Nebraska Cornhuskers, and I've already bought my tickets, so I'm going to go to that game. Let me tell you the way I feel about this game. Of course, Nebraska is a good football team, but our best team in the conference last year, Arkansas State, went to Nebraska and lost the football game 43-37 or something like that. And what I'm saying, they went there and just played their, played them off their feet. Nebraska's got a new coach, and he's a brilliant young coach, no question. Went undefeated at Central Florida last year. He's former Nebraska quarterback. But a lot of things, they opened the season against Akron. Then they play Colorado, and then the next game after us, they play Michigan. So we're right in between Colorado and Michigan.
It's called a sandwich game.
Yeah, exactly. Let me put you on hold a second. Pick up this call coming in. Excuse me. Good morning. You're on Today in L.A. How you doing?
Mike Analyst, Will Matthews.
Will Matthews calling in from Ozark. All right, let me switch you over here. Will, I'm going to put you on hold. Hold on a minute. And Mike Amos, though, looks like he got off the line. So we'll go right back to Will here. Will Matthews calling in from Dothan, Alabama this morning. How you doing?
I'm doing great.
Are you getting ready for football?
I am.
All right, tell me what you see right now before the season starts.
Well, I see Alabama. I don't see them losing a game, and if they win them all, if they go 12-0, even if they lose the SEC game, they'll still be in the playoffs.
Yeah.
And
who do you think is going to be the quarterback?
Oh, I think Tua would definitely be the quarterback.
You think this young man's going to be the quarterback? You know, somebody.
No question.
Max Howell was on our show yesterday, and he thinks that Hurt will be the quarterback. He thinks the experience that they'll go with experience. And Hurt definitely has the experience. But,
Mike, it doesn't matter who the quarterback is. In these early games, they're just going to slaughter everybody. So, really, both of them will play a lot.
Yeah, I got you. I'm thumbing around here, and I'm going to look, and let's take a real in-depth look at the Crimson Tide of Alabama. And, of course, several teams are going to be good.
Before we get to football, I want to say.
All right.
Vanderbilt golf had a historic day yesterday.
What happened?
Brent Snedeker shot a 59 in Greensboro.
Shot a 59, Brent Snedeker.
In the PGA tournament in Greensboro.
Yeah.
Brent Snedeker shot a 59.
All right, is that a record?
Oh yeah, at that course, yes.
Oh, I know it, but in the
several 59 shot on the tour.
Mike Sushak shot a 59 one, and Guy Berger did too, didn't he?
Guy Berger was the first one. Sushak had a 60.
Wait a minute. Oh yeah, okay, not a 59.
And then Guy Berger was the first one to shoot a 59, and I saw it. It was in Memphis.
Isn't that amazing?
I was going to Vandy at the time, and my aunt was a member of Colonial Country Club, and she invited me to come down there and watch the tournament. And
was that in Memphis?
Memphis, right? Colonial Country Club.
Yeah, I got you.
They don't play it there anymore.
Yeah.
They played at Southwinds, the TPC.
Well, he cut his hair. Snedeker cut his hair. He doesn't have those long Goldilocks look like he did before. He's considered one of the top putters in golf, isn't he?
Well, he ran them down yesterday.
So,
and Mike, listen to this. He bogeyed the first hole.
Oh, me. Gosh,
started off with a bogey.
Yeah. Who was he playing with, did it say?
I have no idea.
Yeah. Well, I know that had to please you, because former Vanderbilt golfer yourself. We're looking at Alabama, and, of course, Louisville is going to have a football team that's going to be able to score. I don't know if they can score on Alabama, but Louisville is going to be a pretty good offensive football team. Arkansas State is the best preseason. Preseason's the top team in the Sun Belt. Ole Miss on the road, I don't think they'll have enough firepower to beat Alabama.
No.
Then Texas A&M comes to Tuscaloosa, and I hear he's kicked half those players off the team. Have you heard that?
Yeah, he's gotten rid of a lot of players, which I look. Now, I'm big on Jimbo now. I like Jimbo. I think what's going to happen, Jimbo's going to do the same thing Saban did when he got to Alabama. He got rid of a bunch of people, and it took him a couple of years before he had championship teams.
Yeah. Okay, they play Louisiana at home and shouldn't have any problem with that. Then they go to Arkansas, and I don't expect any problem there.
No.
But and then Missouri comes to Tuscaloosa. Missouri's supposed to be able to score some points, but I don't think they can score enough to beat Alabama. Then they play at Tennessee, and I don't think Pruitt's going to be very good right off the bat. Do you?
No.
And, of course, then LSU, at LSU. Now, this one could be tough if LSU is good, and we don't know if they will be or not. I've heard that their quarterback situation still is in disarray. They've got a guy that walked on that's supposed to be pretty good. What's his name?
Yeah, I don't know, but they're down to 2 quarterbacks, and they had 3 leave last week.
Yeah.
So they're in bad shape.
If anybody could beat them right now, since we went down, is at LSU. Mississippi State playing at Tuscaloosa. Mississippi State's going to be pretty good, but I don't think they'll have the horses to beat Alabama. The Citadel, no question there. Auburn and LSU, they play Auburn in Tuscaloosa, and I'm sure Saban will have it. Well, anytime they're going to play hard in the Auburn game. That will be the big one. They both these teams, Auburn and Alabama, both of them. I don't think Auburn will be undefeated, but I think Alabama could very well be undefeated when they play Auburn on the 24th at Tuscaloosa. So you're right. It looks like they're going to, if they can beat Auburn and LSU, they can go undefeated.
Alabama will be over a 10-point favorite in every single game they play this year.
Oh, sure. It might even be more than that.
And they'll be 20 and 30-point favorites.
What are they right now against Louisville? A good
25 and a half.
And Louisville can score. Their coach is a offensive guru, no question about it. 24 is right now the over-under on it. I mean the odds.
Point spread. I don't know what the over-under is.
But of course that's 24-point favorite, and that game's being played in Orlando. Is that right?
Right, Orlando.
And of course that should be a good football game as we open the season. We're going to go over pretty much the entire schedule of the SEC, and we'll be bringing you more information right after these messages. We'll be back.
Troy Cable Security makes it easy to stay aware and stay in control of your home wherever you are. User-friendly interface allows easy navigation for lights, locks thermostat, video, and garage doors. Never worry about leaving your garage door open or the front door unlocked. Your mobile app can send alerts to your phone for alarm and no alarm events. Know when your children arrive home from school with video response. Make sure your home is powered by Troy Cable Security for ultimate access, awareness, and protection.
At the Piggly Wiggly, we proudly support our local farmers and bring you the best they have to offer, all at cost plus 10%. When you shop local, you reinvest in your community. Remember, buy local, shop local. Piggly Wiggly, local since forever.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands,
one nation under God, indivisible,
with liberty and justice for all.
Here at Town & Country, we are proud to be an American. We've had you covered on the inside since 2005, and with our addition of Southern Grill and Patio, we now have you covered on the outside. Come see our great selection, where we make sure grilling and relaxing go hand in hand.
If you've had an accident or just want a new look for your vehicle, come see us at Troy Paint and Body, where we do it right the first time. Our staff has more than 100 years combined experience and can handle repairs and paint work on any make or model. We also offer a lifetime guarantee as long as you own your vehicle. Now that shows we stand behind our work. And our 24-hour towing service means we're here when you need us. So come see us at Troy Paint and Body, located on South Brundage Street in Troy beside the post office. Troy Paint and Body, where we may meet by accident, but you'll be glad we did.
You're going to see. Ladies and gentlemen, Troy still don't get any respect, and of course Boys is a good football team, but let me tell you this. Will, hear this and tell everybody in Ozark, Troy has a very good football team.
Oh, I know they do, but Boise is really good.
All right, well, LSU, didn't you think LSU was pretty good when Troy went to LSU and played them? Troy beat them in every aspect of the game. Troy can play every day with Boise.
And you know, Troy would have. I think Troy was good. They should have beat LSU worse than they did.
Yeah, they
really.
sure did. I mean, they sure did. They fumbled inside the 5-yard line late in the game going in. And then they fumbled coming out also and gave them 2 touchdowns. But let me just say this: Troy is going to be good. Especially if their quarterbacks play good. All right, last year against Boise, Troy's quarterback had the worst game of his career. Troy got only 136 yards in total offense. Lost the game 23-13 by 10, but held Troy's defense held Boise down too. Now Boise's a good football team, but I'm telling you this. This is going to be a huge game for Troy. It's going to be in about 100-degree temperature. And, Will, I know you travel the country. Don't you think the humidity is a little different in Troy compared to maybe Montana?
Yeah, well, why is Boise favored by 11 points?
Well, that's what I'm saying. They don't don't know they don't give Troy the respect that they deserve.
Right.
And Troy was 10-3 2 years ago, 11-2 last year, and lost to a very mediocre South Alabama team. But this Troy team seems like it's got the depth that you got to have. Like up front, right now they've got 10 good offensive linemen, which everybody would love to know they have. Same way on defense. They got big defensive linemen that can run. Their secondary, they got 2 preseason All-Americans in the secondary. Their running backs, if the guy now let me tell you, Will, I know you haven't been sleeping in a box. But do you remember how good this Henderson kid was from Dale County? You remember how good he was 2 years ago?
Yes.
You know, he gained 3,600 yards his senior year in high school. And,
they gave it to him every play.
Yeah, and set a state record for yardage by a running back that might not ever be broken, 3,600 yards in 15 games. But he is looking like he did when he was in high school. You know, he signed with Memphis out of high school, and then I think he had some domestic problems at home, came back and enrolled in Troy, sat out a year, played last year and did well in spots. But they think he's going to be real good, and they think that the running back from Stanhope Elmore had a banner year, at running back. So right now, running backs look good, and we've got 10 solid receivers, at least 10, and one of them is a transfer from Louisville that everybody just thinks the world of. Our guy from Enterprise is the top return man in the country. He's from Enterprise. He's a defensive back, and he's one of the top kick returners in the country. Troy, all aspects of Troy's team, their rush defense, they got a nose tackle. That two guys are going to have to block, which is going to allow a defensive player from Troy to run loose. You understand how good a good defense nose guard can be, you know. And but what I'm saying, they're solid everywhere. Their quarterbacks are young, but they're fast and they're talented. These two quarterbacks, to me, are more talented than the guys that we're seeing that we've seen in the last couple of years. I really believe it.
Troy's got one big problem.
Okay.
If they beat Boise, Neil Brown will be gone after this year. I guarantee you.
Oh, everybody knows that. Everybody knows that.
They just can't compete salary-wise. I mean, he's going to end up going somewhere, you know.
Yeah, but we're talking about this year, and we'll worry about that after this year's over with. And you know, that's what it's always been at Troy. You know, look at Chan Gailey. He left and went to the Denver Broncos. Rick Rhodes, after he won a national championship, went to Southern Illinois, whose program wasn't near as good as Troy's. But the more money. He went for more money.
They got more money.
And then, of course,
I was surprised, Mike, the ticket prices are only $15 a ticket to go to Troy Boys.
Well, I've just told you they had a special going last week. You could get all 6 home games for $60. Can you believe that?
You can't beat that. I mean,
well, you know what? I paid $60 for my tickets to the Nebraska-Troy game. So what I'm saying, one game. You're right. The tickets are very reasonable now. I think they're, of course, that's general admission, $15 general admission. But the other tickets are, I think, $23 or $24 for, what is it? The tickets that are you have numbered tickets.
Right.
So like what you have at Alabama, what I have at Troy, and so forth, and it's a good deal, no question about it. And you can call the ticket office today. You can call the athletic department at 670-3482, or call the university at 670-3000 and ask for the ticket office, and they'll shoot you through there. And it's all this is going on. But Will, let me tell you this, and I've been around Troy a long time, and I'm not one of these guys that's saying, "Oh God, he's being cute." I'm not being cute. I know college football. I know it. I think I know it pretty well, and I know I know what a player looks like and supposed to look like at the Division I level. And we finally at Troy now have the 6'4", 6'5", 320 pounders. We got about 10 of them that can put in there with depth. See, depth has a lot to do with it. Troy.
Didn't they have Clemson beat like?
Oh yeah. Well, let me just tell you against Clemson, I was at the game. Clemson was going in for a touchdown. This happened. They were going in for a touchdown, and the quarterback fumbled the ball, and the ball was laying. I was in the end zone. I could see it so easily. It was laying on the back of the center, He fumbled, and the ball was just laying on the back of the center. Well, this Troy guy grabs it and starts heading down the field 20 yards ahead of everybody, and the officials blew it dead. And they claimed that it was a miss whistle blow, or whatever you call it, when the inadvertent whistle. They claimed it was an inadvertent whistle. Or Troy would have scored that touchdown and would have been leading deep into the fourth quarter.
All right.
But Troy physically played against that great defense. I think they allowed maybe 2 sacks the whole ball game against that great Clemson defense. Everybody says that Clemson's front four, all 4 of them will be in the first round. Have you ever heard that?
I know they're
their front four. There are 4 of them that will be in the top, are predicted to be in the top 25 recruiting number at the end of the season.
All right.
Yeah, Troy played them well. Troy is athletic. They're physical. One of the keys for teams like Troy, who might not have it, all of them have the same numbers, but might not have these gigantic players like some of these teams do. But Troy's defensive front will hold its own. Instead of getting knocked completely off the ball, they'll hold their own, especially with this great nose guard they've got, and will be able to stay in the ball game. When teams that are like an Akron or like Arkansas State, which is a pretty good program, and several other teams, Vanderbilt and say Arkansas, if they're not, the other team's not able to knock them off the ball, they have a chance. Right. But if they do knock them off the ball, then they'll run loose and they'll beat them 3 or 4 touchdowns. Right. With Watts up front that counts. So if Troy is strong enough up front to not get knocked off the ball by Boise, look out. And I really believe it's going to be like that. Troy has a very good front defensively, led by this young man from Leesburg, Georgia. He's 6 foot. He weighs 335 pounds, and it takes at least 2 players to block him. I mean, the center cannot block him. They'll have to double team him every play.
Mike, what network is that going to be on?
I don't know exactly. It'll probably be on ESPN. It'll be on ESPN 2, or probably ESPN 2.
Okay.
I don't know that for sure. But now, later on, against Nebraska, it'll be in the Big Ten network against Nebraska. That's on September the 15th. That's a 11 o'clock start. That's awfully early, but should be on national TV against Nebraska.
Does Troy play anybody the second week?
Yeah, they play Florida A&M at home.
Well, they'll kill them.
Well, I don't know if they'll kill them now. They're a pretty good football team, but they'll beat them. You're right, they'll beat them.
Florida A&M doesn't play football.
Well, they used to, though. You know, with Billy Joe, they used to have a coach named Billy Joe that was really a good coach. You know, Jake Gaither was famous for a saying that about Bear Bryant. You know what he said, Will?
No.
He said, Coach Bear Bryant at Alabama can take his'n and beat urine, and then turn around and take urine and beat his'n.
Yeah, that's good, yeah.
You remember that?
I remember that.
And, you know, that's what kind of coach Bear Bryant was. And, of course, Max Federal Credit Union on the bypass in Troy. We appreciate them so much being a part of our show. And, of course, Will Matthews from the Matthews Law Firm in Ozark, Alabama. Have y'all been busy, Will?
Yeah, we have been very busy the last, I guess, couple of weeks. And now I've got my grandbaby and my daughter. She's up in Virginia visiting the grandbaby. And I'm going to go in a couple of weeks, so.
I was with Robert Kramer, and your daughter might remember this guy, or his daughter. She played 7 years at Alabama in the $1 Million Band. Elizabeth played the $1 Million Band too, didn't she?
She was the first chair piccolo for 4 years.
Yeah, at the University of Alabama. And but I walked Robert Kramer from Andalusia, the bank president there for about 40 years, and he's retired now. But he came over to Troy, and I showed him around, and I showed him our band room, and Will, and you would think the same thing. It looks like Taj Mahal. The bank, the band building at Troy looks like a Taj Mahal, the way it's built and the quality of the way it's built. And I was telling him how important band is to Troy. And band and football, people are going to think I'm crazy. All right, here it is. This is Alabama, the $1 Million Band. I mean, the Crimson Tide football team. And the $1 Million Band, which is very popular all over the country. Auburn and the Auburn Tiger Band. Auburn football up here, the Tiger Band down here. And when it comes to Troy, you got Troy University football and the Sound of the South right next to each other.
That's right.
As far as importance to the school. Can you believe that?
Oh, yeah.
Band is big, big, big at Troy.
Oh, yeah.
But it's that's great. Great for pageantry and great for excitement, and it's going to be a lot of fun. But you're right, Will. If Alabama can get by LSU in Baton Rouge and then beat Auburn in Tuscaloosa, they could be undefeated going into the championship game. And from what I gather, it looks like Georgia will probably be in the championship game again, don't you think?
No, I think there's no doubt Florida, Georgia is going to be head and shoulders ahead of all the other East teams. They're pitiful.
Yeah. Georgia opens up with Austin Peay, then goes to South Carolina. Then they play Middle Tennessee. They're at Missouri. They play Tennessee, not a very good Tennessee team. Vanderbilt. Then at LSU. That'll be a big test for Georgia at LSU. Then they're off, and then they play Florida in Athens. And then Kentucky. Then Auburn will be a big test for Georgia, like they always are. Then they play UMass, and then they close the season against Tech. So really, if they can get by LSU and Auburn, just like Alabama needs to get by LSU and Auburn, they could be undefeated.
Mike, last year I went to the cocktail party in Jacksonville. I'd always wanted to go.
Yeah.
And I went down there to that, and I'm going to go again this year. I had the best time. We went to the game on a boat.
Oh, yeah.
I've never been to the game on a boat before. But we took a boat from the hotel up to the edge of the stadium, and then after the game, got on the boat and went back to the hotel. It was great.
That is amazing, no question. I reckon everybody's excited about Carroll High football, Will. They look like they're going to be good again.
Yeah, but Mike, it's gotten to where nobody will play us now. We were 10-0 the last two seasons.
Yeah.
And this year they only got 9 games.
Will, exactly right. And I'm thinking Charles Henson plays them. I'm not sure. Reckon I'll have to look through some of my information over here. But they're in the same. Well, I'm thinking they're in the same. Yeah, they play Carroll. They play them in Troy in the latter part of the season. Of course, they had a real battle last year, and Carroll High was able to win the football game by 6. Let me tell you what the head coach at Carroll brings to the table. Run, and then run. He very rarely ever throws it. They keep it on the ground. They just pound it. They just pound you. And then what they do, every now and then they'll throw it, and there'll be somebody wide open. Will, let me put you on hold a second. I got another call coming in.
All right, I got.
All right, okay. Good morning. You're on Today in L.A. How you doing?
Hi, just call back.
All right, let me put you on hold. All right, Will's off the line. Mike Amos calling in from Birmingham. Mike, we were talking about.
Will talking about Brett Snedeker.
Yeah, he jumped all over it today. Where Brett Snedeker, the former Vanderbilt golfer, shot 59 yesterday.
Did you know on 17 he missed a putt from 4 feet for another birdie?
And then how about this? He opened the round with a bogey.
Yeah, which is the first time that's ever been the case.
That is amazing. Well, he's considered one of the best putters in the game. Is that right?
Yeah, that's correct.
Yeah. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to mention A1 Services today. Terry Moats, if you've got air conditioning problems or heating problems, he's the one you need to see. Ideal Graphics, talented people. That's where I get all my information. My business cards, my stationery. I get it all from Ideal Graphics. Southeast Alabama Gas District in your hometown, and of course their home headquarters are in Andalusia, and we appreciate them so very much. Also, Jim Skinner Honda in Dothan. Garnet Rigsby, a guy that was in Troy for many years, is the man to see at Jim Skinner Honda. And Town and Country Flooring, Scott and Lana Hartley with Town and Country Flooring, and we appreciate them so very much. Want to remind you also that this weekend is Troy University's alumni groups from all over are invited to attend the annual alumni workshop, and that's free breakfast starting at 8 o'clock, and then one of the ADs will speak to us, and be a great opportunity to come see the Trojans up close and personal. Mike, they're going to scrimmage today at 5 o'clock, so we're excited about that.
So as far as the scrimmages go, I mean, who's running with the first team right now at quarterback? Caleb Barker?
Right now it looks like Barker gets more snaps than, but both of them are very good.
I was watching something on Facebook.
I don't see how they can keep from playing two quarterbacks. I really don't.
Sawyer Smith does a lot of mic stuff on TroyTrojans.com, and he had a mic on when the players were touring their new locker room yesterday, and the guys were in awe.
Did he show pictures of it? Did he show pictures of it?
Yeah, it was a picture of walking in there, yeah. All the players were blown away.
Well, I'd like to get a copy of that and run it on our show, and of course,
TroyTrojans.com.
Yeah, and of course they're going to have a big day on Friday the 24th before the big game against Boise. They're going to have an open house there, and you'll be able to walk through all of that facility. And I noticed yesterday the team dressed in the new facility, so that was good to see.
Of course, Auburn, is getting ready as well to start their season against Washington. Probably the biggest game in college football. Auburn has questions on offensive line. Of course, they're trying to find out who the running back's going to be. They got a proven quarterback in Jared Stidham. So Auburn, basically, a lot of people think has the best front seven on defense as far as defensive linemen and linebackers coming back to start the season. So it's going to be interesting to see what Auburn does in that first game. That'll be a really good test against Washington.
I was looking at their, of course, their offensive line is right this preseason. Their left tackle 6'7", 301. Their guard 6'3", 308. Their center 6'4", 293. Their right guard 6'4", 318. The right tackle 6'6", 350. And then right behind him, same thing. On defense, and you were talking about how good they are, they've got Moultrie, Brown, Russell, Davison, and up front, Davison 6'3", 282. Russell is 6'3", 310. Derek Brown is 6'5", 316. And Moultrie is 6'2", 240. Their front is going to be very good. You're right. Now, Stidham must be a great player. Must be at least a top 5 quarterback in the country. And then, if you'll think about,
he's top 10 draft pick in the draft next year already. Is what they're predicting.
And if you'll think about this, Mike, he pretty much beat Alabama. With the way he played against Alabama, and he's wasn't afraid of Alabama. Like a lot of quarterbacks going in. Don't you agree that without him, they couldn't have beat Alabama last year?
Well, Kerryon Johnson's pretty good too.
Yeah.
I don't think people are going to realize how much they're going to miss Kerryon Johnson, running back.
He was a great running back.
Of course, Alabama hit him so hard in that game that when he played Georgia the next week, he was hurt, didn't have anything to give.
Yeah. Well, no question about it. And for Auburn to have to play those guys back to back, it was quite tough. And ladies and gentlemen, as good as Auburn might be on paper, I don't know how they can get through this schedule, Mike. And let's go through it. They are on the road in Atlanta against Washington, and by playing in Atlanta,
technically that's a home game.
I know what I'm saying. It'll be all Auburn there, and I can't see Auburn beating Washington. I mean, Washington beating Auburn. Then Alabama State. They play in the Alabama State, which they'll probably give them $1.5 million.
They should beat Alabama State by 60 points.
Or even worse. LSU in Auburn, which is very good that they're going to play them in Auburn, so that helps.
I like Auburn against LSU.
Arkansas probably is going to be good in spots, but Auburn will beat them at home.
Auburn's put 50 on Arkansas the past 2 years. I like Auburn.
Southern Miss will play them tough, but Southern Miss will lose the football game at Auburn. So those 4 straight home games, if they can get by Washington, going to help them a lot. Then they go then this is where their season is going to be tough. They go to Mississippi State. They play at home to Tennessee, which I think they'll handle. They play at Ole Miss. Ole Miss will play them tough.
I think Mississippi State can beat Auburn.
Yeah, they possibly could beat them. And then Ole Miss, if they could find the quarterback, and get some offensive rhythm. But I don't see them doing that. I think Auburn will win that game. Texas A&M, I don't think they're going to be ready. They play at Auburn. Then they go to Georgia, and that will be a big game. And then they play Liberty at home, and then they go to Tuscaloosa to play Alabama. Those last two against Georgia and Alabama, they're going to lose one of them. I don't know if they'll lose both of them or not, but they'll lose one of them.
Yeah, I think Auburn will lose either to Mississippi State, Georgia, or Alabama.
So you got them going 10-2 or 11-1?
10-2.
10-2. That's what I've got them going. I think
Auburn has not had back-to-back 10-win seasons in like 30 years.
Yeah, you're exactly right.
If they go 10-2, if you're an Auburn fan, you got to be jumping up and down.
Yeah, exactly. But now I'm gonna put a circle around Mississippi State.
People got to realize Auburn went 10-4 last year.
This game played at Mississippi State. Now, one thing about Mississippi State that they've done, they've built their fronts. They got a good.
Yeah, they got that huge Jeffrey Simmons and another guy with
defensively. They've got. So what I'm saying, their front could keep them from being knocked off the ball, which gives them a chance against Auburn or anybody else.
And they got Fitzgerald and all their offensive guys back on offense. I mean, they're going to be good on offense.
Fitzgerald, their quarterback's a good one. So there's a chance it could be 9-3 or 11-1, the way I look at it for Auburn. Of course,
it's gonna be really, really tough to beat Georgia in Athens, and then beating Alabama and Tuscaloosa. Haven't been done since Cam Newton was the quarterback.
Yeah, no question about it, and it's gonna be a great game.
And that game was 24-0 at one time, Alabama. Still to this day, out of all the Alabama-Auburn games, that was sickening. I don't think I'll ever get over that game. I think I was sick for a week after that game.
The one with that they came back on.
Oh yeah, when Alabama was up 24-0, should have been up 31-0 at the half.
Yeah, what happened, ladies and gentlemen?
Auburn comes all the way back.
On that game, he's talking about it should have been 31. The Alabama guy had intercepted the pass. Is that right?
No, Ingram's running in for a touchdown.
Ingram was running in for a touchdown. An Auburn guy came up behind him and with his fist hit the ball, and it shot out of his hands and rolled out of the end zone for a safety. Is that right?
That's right.
Or Alabama would have been leading up by 31 at the half.
Not a safety, a touchback.
Yeah. And then, of course, another big play in that game.
Auburn's defensive lineman in that game pretty much won the whole game for Auburn. That guy was such a dominant defensive player.
Well, the kid from Greenville or who?
No, that number 90. That was just such a bad dude. He was the baddest dude on the team.
From Auburn.
I can't think of his name right now. Yeah. He plays in the NFL.
Yeah. Well, in that game, they got a one-on-one with a guy that shouldn't even been in the game because he was hurt.
Yeah. Alabama's safety had a separated shoulder, was out there playing. Couldn't get his arm up to knock it past.
Couldn't get his arm up, and they found out later he shouldn't have been in the game.
Mark Barron.
Yeah. But that's the things that happen, and then of course they're great quarterback.
But see, Cam Newton, they're trying to stop him at the end of the game. He was running quarterback sneaks on 4th and 1. He was getting 3 yards just going forward.
Oh yeah. He was quite a player, and he's proven to be that in the pros.
Remember, we went that year when he won the Heisman and Auburn won the national championship. We actually went to the LSU game. And that was probably his best game he played that season. I mean, he ran up and down the field on LSU that game.
Sure did. I will say this, that Mississippi State's quarterback, Patrick Fitzgerald, is that his name, Fitzgerald?
Yeah.
He is a lot like Cam. He can run, he can throw, he's big, tall, strong. He's the guy that can make a difference in a ball game, and if things are rolling right for Mississippi State, they could be good. But I don't know anything about this coach, Mike. Who is this coach, and why did they hire him?
I mean, he was a guru at Penn State as offense coordinator, so hopefully he can get Fitzgerald to throw the ball better.
Yeah. Well, of course, Fitzgerald was coached by a pretty good quarterbacks coach.
Yeah, Dan Mullen.
Yeah, Dan Mullen. And now another thing, your big secrets. Now you've got a few teams that are out there that you don't know for sure about. One of them is Florida. You know why? They might put it together. If they get a quarterback that can play, they might put it together, Mike.
I don't know. I mean, I think Mullen's a good coach, but I would be surprised if they just won 8 games.
The other one would be Mississippi State. They could have a good year if things roll right. But other than that, I think it'll be.
A&M won't do too much in Jimbo's first year.
No,
I think it's going to take a while to rebuild up.
That's right. And Arkansas, we don't know anything about Arkansas. What are your feelings?
Chad Morris getting that job really is fascinating to me. I mean, I know he was Clemson's offense coordinator, but I mean, he had SMU. I think the best record he had, they were 7-5. So he was like, I mean, like if you look at Neil Brown's numbers compared to what he did at SMU.
So you think they should have hired Neil Brown? Is that right?
Well, no, I mean, I'm just saying. I mean, Chad Morris's record at SMU compared to what Neil Brown's done at Troy hadn't even close.
Yeah, no question about it.
You don't think Troy could beat SMU?
Yeah. I want to remind you that Dixieland Dental is one of the best dental clinics you'll go to anywhere. It's one of the largest. Dr. Michael Precise, Dr. John Strength, Dr. Damon Strength, and Dr. Robert Precise make up one of the largest dental clinics in Alabama. They have a full-service lab. They can make teeth for you. They have a very good clinic. They have 5 dental hygienists on hand all the time. It's just one of the top dental clinics in Alabama, and that's Dixieland Dental. Mike, also want to mention Max Federal Credit Union on the bypass right here in Troy, and they've been around a long time.
Yeah, they have been. Hey, did you see the other night Carlson, the Auburn kicker that went to is in the NFL? His first NFL kick he made was 57 yards.
57 yards. He's going to be a weapon for somebody, no question about it. Want to mention also, ladies and gentlemen,
that's one thing Alabama's got to have this year is a field goal kicker.
Yeah. Want to say hello to my good friend Grady Capps this morning at First Cahaba Bank, located on South Brunny Street right here in Troy, and soon to be located in their brand new facilities just off of the Johnny Withington Boulevard and Publix Boulevard right here in Troy. And of course, brand new banks coming to Troy is a sign of great progress. I want to mention Cinco Drugs, the Withington Group. Remember, you're in good hands with Allstate. See Perry Green at the Withington Group right here in Troy. And
you also need to remind people they want to go to Troy's football night. That's Saturday night.
That's right. Big and of course, you need to call Judy Morgan today at the athletic department. That number is 670-3482. 670-3482 and ask for
Judy could probably retire then this year, because I remember when I started working in the athletic department in 1994, she started.
Yeah, but she won't retire. She's having too much fun.
2018 would be 24 years, so she's been there 24 years now.
She's having too much fun. Mike, looking at this, do you see a huge upset? I say Troy over Boise. Troy's a 10-point underdog. Why is it like that, Mike? They don't give the Sun Belt any respect?
Well, I mean, I think, the fact that Boise beat Troy last year, by 10, even though that game was closer throughout, Boise kicked a late field goal to put them up in double digits. But I don't know. I think Troy, doesn't get the respect that Boise has. Boise's been doing it for about 15 years, 20 years, and, Troy's been doing it for the last 2 or 3. So, it'll be interesting to see what happens. I mean, I think that number is something I would definitely jump on Troy on.
Exactly.
I would say that.
I'll tell you another one.
I don't know if Troy will beat them, but I think it'll be a real close game.
I think they'll beat them. Let me just say this, another big upset, if you want to call it an upset. I think Mississippi State will beat Auburn at Starkville. That's the fifth ball game of the year.
I thought we were just talking about the first weekend.
No, well, I'm just looking at some big, and then the other one is Troy, Nebraska. I think Troy will beat Nebraska at Nebraska on the 15th. So those are my three upsets of the year right there. If you want to, somebody said Georgia and South Carolina. Shoot, South Carolina's not ready to play with Georgia. Don't you agree?
I don't know if the game's in Columbia. I mean, South Carolina won 10 games last year.
Yeah, and their quarterback still.
One thing I will say. I mean, you got a good quarterback, and Muschamp, is a good defensive coach. I mean, who knows? You never know. This
is just in the SEC, and of course, another game you better watch closely is Virginia Tech and Florida State. Virginia Tech is liable to beat Florida State.
That game's going to be on a Monday night.
Yeah, it's going to be on a Monday night, so look out. Virginia Tech might upset Florida State on the first game of the year. Hope you've enjoyed our show, and of course, remember the big game tonight. Pike Liberal Arts going head-to-head with the Senators of Morgan Academy of Selma. 7 o'clock kickoff. It's the only game in town. Go see them. Have a great weekend. See you Monday.